People think that Punjabis are professional dancers, professional singers, and professional army guys. Yeah, we are scientists, we are artists, we are laborers, we are police, we are everything. We are the whole, we are society. So we have to provide for every member of that society. That the IT industry did really well in India because there was no IT ministry. Moment the IT ministry came into being, the IT industry the phat ho gayi. I told my mother I want to open an authorized service station. She said, "Shabash, jo karna hai kar yaar, I'll support you." मैं कहा ठीक है. मेरी दादी को पता लग गया. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ कहता कि ये मेरा पुत्र सोमवीर is becoming a mechanic है, तो मैकेनिक बन रहा है, दिमाग खराब हो गया था ये. So to do a business on your own meant that you had to fail everywhere in life and then you could start a business. I wanted to be an architect, but I got decent marks to become a mechanical engineer from Thapad. So I'm here. Architecture is here. For me to go down to take architecture is a stupid thing to do. So when we joined Thapad, they said, "Aa tonu NRI hostel dikhande hain." We went, they showed us some hostel with ACs and all.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, yaar, wow, fantastic hostel. Papa ne bilkul sahi paise dete hain, shabash. Then we realized that was a part of our ragging ritual. That is not the NRI hostel. That's a guest house. You want to go to Canada? I will send you there. Go first to a cold storage. Go inside the cold storage for half an hour and see how you feel. That is Canada in the winters. In New York City, the greatest city in the world in my view, one of the best museums which has unbelievable art, has a floor of which half the floor is dedicated to only one city. You know what city that is? Chandigarh.
I call that anybody who is doing entrepreneurship in a different way is an entrepreneur. So you are a proper example of an entrepreneur. I would say.
I will start using that term now.
So if you'll go to my any handle, so you'll find this term entrepreneur.
I will use this, and at least this video when I tag this.
Somveer sir, welcome to the Supreet Singh Show.
Thank you, Supreet. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And you have a great story of migrating back to Punjab, leaving your, I would say, a 7-figure or an 8-figure.
Don't remind me. Yeah, it was decent, not bad, yes.
US को छोड़ के इंडिया वापस आना, और वो भी अगर आपका करियर बहुत ब्लूमिंग हो, इट्स अ बोल्ड डिसीजन जो बहुत लोग नहीं ले पाते, और बहुत क्या मैक्सिमम लोग नहीं ले पाते. पर वापस आके आपने यहाँ पे भी धमाल मचाया. आपने इनोवेशन को मिशन लिया, और वो भी पंजाब के लिए. सो विच इज़ अ ह्यूज थिंग, क्योंकि पंजाब में वो आपने एक वीक स्पॉट आइडेंटिफाई करके उसको ब्लूम करने की कोशिश की है, और जो आपकी एक मिशन में आप डेली लड़ भी रहे हैं और काफ़ी कुछ कर भी रहे हैं. तो यहीं से शुरुआत करते हैं सर. जानते हैं कि आई एम पंजाब की शुरुआत कैसे हुई.
डन सुप्रीत यार. सो बेसिकली आपने बिल्कुल सही इसको पकड़ा है. वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड एन इनोवेशन माइंडसेट. सो वेयर डू वांट मी टू स्टार्ट माय जर्नी, फ्रॉम 2016 व्हेन आई केम बैक, और फ्रॉम आई एम पंजाब? आई कैन डू बोथ.
16 से.
So I came back 2016. Why? Because I wanted to grow old in Chandigarh. I've told this to everyone I know. I wanted to grow old in my own city. See, and this for all your viewers, जो अमेरिका है ना, बहुत अच्छी जगह है. यूएस में लाइफ इज़ फैंटास्टिक. आप जितना काम करेंगे आपको उतना रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा. आप काम नहीं करेंगे आपको रिवॉर्ड नहीं मिलेगा. आप काम करते रहेंगे, आप अच्छे नागरिक बनेंगे, यू विल रीप द बेनिफिट्स. इट्स अ वेरी क्लियर स्ट्रैटेजी. पहले कहते थे दैट वी आर सेकंड क्लास सिटीजन्स, इंडियंस को ये करते हैं, इंडियंस को वो करते हैं. देयर इज़ नो सेकंड क्लास सिटीजन. We brown-skinned Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, Sri Lankans, we are ruling the US. People want us in their companies. They want to talk to us. They want to be with us. So life was fantastic. It was great. I was enjoying myself. I was fulfilling my dreams. I was fulfilling my ambitions. And I was newly married. So I was in love.
You were living that American dream.
I was living the American dream. I used to come home to someone I loved. We used to walk around New York. एक तो हम थोड़े गरीब भी होते थे, so we didn't have much money to take taxis, so we had to walk everywhere. We used to go eat food at the cheapest places, at Chipotle's, so it's a very different life. It was a hard struggle, but I could see that it's going to be really, really good, and it did. It did become really good. Supreet, kabhi na, you feel like my father called me and he says, "Sab theek hai." We used to talk for 1.5 to 2 hours every day on the iPad. Every day, 2 hours. My best friend is this joker from Bangalore. I won't take his name because I don't want to give him free publicity. But I used to talk to that joker for 2 hours on the phone every day. 4 to 5 hours of my daily life used to be talking to people back home. Your heart breaks. You want to come home. You want to live here. You want to be here. You know, every Indian in America says, "Yaar, ugly Diwali India se manange. Next time in India, next time with family, next time with family." I keep on saying it, I've said it in many other places, and I'll just repeat myself before I continue my journey, that all of you see Indians outside in Canada or in the US having a great life, which is true, they are having a great life. But they have to work 20 hours a day to get that great life, which people forget. So what I was doing, I was having a great time, I was making money, I was having fulfilling my dreams, my life. It was fantastic until I realized that I have not spent any time, I don't even know my own parents. I've not spent any time with them. Till that time, it was a father-son relationship, it was a mother-son relationship. Today, it is a friend relationship. Like my mother is 20 years older than me. She's not, there's one generation between us, that's all. My father would have been 26, 27 years older than me. I wanted to grow old with them. I wanted my children to get what I probably didn't, which is unimagined love from grandparents, right? Because we were nuclear family, we still live away. I wanted that to happen. Today, it's been 7 years we've been back. No, 8 years, 9 years now we've been back. My girls have their own bedroom, but they've never stepped inside their own bedroom. They sleep with my mother. It's a very different life. I came back to India for that. And I'm sure you can also relate to that in some way. I wanted to grow old in my country, with my parents, with my friends, with my family. When I die, when I go, when I'm completed, I will have that satisfaction कि मैं इथे ही मरे हैं, मैं इथे ही जिए हैं, मैं सब कुछ इथे ही चंडीगढ़ च जीते हैं. That feeling is with every one of us. Circumstances don't allow us to come back. All of us want to.
Very right. Everyone wants to come back. Circumstances don't allow sometimes. But sometimes वो कहते हैं कि रब दी जिन्हों मेहर होंदी है वही ये कर पाता है. And मैंने खुद ये महसूस किया है. मेरे साथ बहुत दोस्त अभी भी रहते हैं जो बाहर कनाडा, यूएस और बाकी कंट्रीज़ में. कितने साल से सुनता आ रहा हूँ कि वो आना चाहते हैं, आ ही नहीं पाते. एंड एक वॉइड आता है जो बहुत बड़ा वॉइड होता है कि व्हेन यू गो आउटसाइड यू मिस योर पेरेंट्स, योर फैमिली द मोस्ट. If your family comes and joins you there, and in certain areas in Canada, even the friend circle has moved to Canada, and they made their own world that way. But still, जहाँ के आप होते हो, जिस देश के होते हो, स्पेशली जब आप चंडीगढ़ के होते हो, तो चंडीगढ़ कभी आपके मन से नहीं जाता.
सही सुप्रीत. एंड ऑल्सो ग्रेट थिंग अबाउट चंडीगढ़ इज चेंज नहीं होता है. सो पीपल हु लेफ्ट इन 1990 कम बैक एंड से कहते हैं तो वैसी है, तो कॉलेज स्टिल लुक्स द सेम, डीएवी स्टिल लुक्स द सेम, डीएवी द सामने द सीएलटीएस स्टिल लुक्स द सेम. सो फॉर चंडीगढ़ स्पेशली इट्स अ बिग ड्रॉ, इट्स अ ह्यूज ड्रॉ.
विवेक अत्रे सर के साथ पॉडकास्ट किया था, तो वी टॉक्ड अबाउट अ थिंग कॉल्ड एज द चंडीगढ़ डिलेमा.
Java, shall I leave this great city? I don't know what that is, but in my view, it would be, shall I leave this wonderful city and do something in life, or shall I, after I do everything in life, I'll come back and live here only?
Exactly.
Something like
it was exactly this.
It is a Chandigarh problem.
Yes, it is a
people are
Chandigarh
special.
And आपने जैसे एक बात बताई कि आपको जब आप बाहर गए तब आपने भी पंजाबी ज़्यादा तब सीखी. ये भी एक चंडीगढ़ में थोड़ी दिक्कत रहती है.
Oh God, I didn't think you'll bring this up, but हाँ जी. तो एक चंडीगढ़ ना, like all good चंडीगढ़ families or all good जिन्हीं मैं पंजाबी बोल रहा जिन्हीं मैं छोटी थोड़ी मोड़ी मतलब टुट्टी पुट्टी पंजाबी बोल लेना, ये सारी मैं अमेरिका सीखी है. तो मैं इस तरह मतलब ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੁੱਛੋਗੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਹੈ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕੁਡ ਡਨ 10 ਥਿੰਗਸ ਮੋਰ. ਉੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੈਬ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੋ ਨਾ, ਕੋਈ ਉਬਰ ਹੋਏ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਯੈਲੋ ਕੈਬ ਹੋਏ, ਤੇ ਜੇ ਬੰਦਾ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਏ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਏ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਭਾਜੀ, ਤੇ ਯੂ ਵੁੱਡ ਹੈਵ ਸੈਡ ਹੇ ਹਾਈ ਹਾਊ ਆਰ ਯੂ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਸੀ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਇੱਧਰ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਤੇ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਟੈਲ ਹਿਮ ਦੈਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਹਾਂ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ. And why is that? Is because when we were growing up, all of us were taught to think in English. We were taught to speak in English. We were taught to visualize everything in English. So today when I'm thinking, if I'm sleeping, I have words coming to me by myself in English, not in Punjabi or Hindi.
Exactly.
It is our first language because we've spoken in that language throughout. But I am a Punjabi. I am a Sikh. I belong to this region. I belong to this country. These are my people. If I cannot communicate with my people, what the hell am I doing? So I think it's very important for us to, and I'm going to say something which might get a lot of backlash, learn both Hindi and Punjabi. Punjabi first because it is my mother tongue and I don't know Punjabi. And for all of you, you know, there are 5 or 10 different types of Punjabis. Multani Punjabi,
Yes.
So I'm a Potohari, which is called a Kukhren Potohari, from this region called Potohar near...
So our ancestors are from Potohar as well.
From Potohar also, you must be a Kukhren as well, right? So our Punjabi is very different. 100 kilometers there into Muzaffarpur, it's a different Punjabi. Sialkot is a different Punjabi. Patiala is a different Punjabi. Majha, Malwa, right?
Yes,
So we have
yes.
these different types of Punjabis and they all are different. So that is why I want to tell all your other speakers who want to learn Punjabi and can't. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਮੇਰਾ ਅਲੱਗ ਡਾਇਲੈਕਟ ਹੈ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਆਲਕੋਟੀ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਦੀ ਆਈਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਬੀ ਏਬਲ ਟੂ ਕਮਿਊਨੀਕੇਟ ਵਿਦ ਪੀਪਲ ਬਟ ਯੈਸ ਆਈ ਲਰਨਡ ਮਾਈ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ in the US. I learned it from good friends there and I think it's making it very useful now when I go, you know, we travel villages, we travel districts, we go to schools, try encouraging children. It's important for us to maintain that, is to be able to, what's the right word, show that we are the same, like all of us are the same. And we've discussed some stories around that, but that all Punjabis are the same, all Indians are the same. There is no up, there is no down, there is no generational poor, there is no generational rich. The new Indian will be who he is.
Exactly. Because living in चंडीगढ़ में एक ही चीज़ सबसे ज़्यादा सीखी जाती है कि everyone is very equal since childhood. तो यहाँ पे वो तभी language barrier भी कम रहता है. And as you mentioned that in most of the schools in Chandigarh, especially convent schools or schools which are जिसको हम थोड़ा सा वो कह देते हैं कि
IFI schools I know.
तो वहाँ पे वो अंग्रेज़ी पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दिया जाता है कि you talk in English in schools as well. तो जिस वजह से we sometimes don't get to know about the real Punjab. So which is actually a kind of I would say मुझे भी ऐसे लगा कि यार मैं जब पंजाब में जाता हूँ मैं इतना रिलेट क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा. आई लर्न द सेम. यही मेरा भी क्रैश कोर्स पंजाब का और पंजाबी का कनाडा में हुआ था. एंड तब समझ आया पंजाब के बारे में. एंड फिर ये भी समझ आया कि पंजाब में क्या मतलब बारूद है. पंजाब में क्या मज़ेदार स्टेट से हम आए हैं कि वो कैसी वो सॉलिड हमारी हिस्ट्री है.
And let me say something slightly controversial over here, and you can edit this out if you'd like, is that the Punjab I am talking about, our great state has been divided 3 times. 1947, then when we gave Himachal in 1960, I think 2, and then I think 1968 when Haryana was formed towards 1970. We've divided ourselves 3 times. So my Punjab starts all the way from Sonipat all the way till Rawalpindi. It starts from Peshawar all the way till Simla. This is my Punjab. Anything north of Delhi is my Punjab. If you see us as a state, we are a butterfly state. We are a complete butterfly state, right? We today have one small part of that butterfly which we call Punjab. The rest is also Punjab. वो भी पंजाबी ने. Why can you, a person living in Karnal today or Sonipat today or Jajjar today or Jind today is full Punjabi here in my view. We've got political boundaries, which again, I said I'll get a lot of backlash for that, so that's fine.
It's a pure unfiltered talk. We can talk about anything.
Oh, fine, because a lot of people say, no, we are proud Hinyanvis, we are proud this, we are proud that. It's all the same land. We are the same people. We have the same DNA. We have the same genetics. We are just the same. And for all our bravado, for all of us, Haryana and Punjab, we were, I think, 60% of the Olympic team that went.
Yes.
60% of the guys from 2 states.
Yes.
In the army. Kitne log तो जिदा भी बंदा देखो something sing, something sing, something sing, something sing. We are all from this region only, right? We gave our life for the army. We gave our life for the nation. How many big cities do you know north of Delhi? Tell me one place where children want to stay north of Delhi. Nothing. You ask a kid today, "Tusi Rana kithe hai?" The closest he can say is Gurgaon. He will never say Sonipat, Karnal, Jind, Ambala, Patiala, Ludhiana, Amritsar, Jalandhar, Fagwara, Bhatinda, Nabha. He will never say any of these areas. We have failed these guys. There is not one big city north of Delhi where a person can aspire to stay. Chandigarh, is now becoming that with the Tri-City. Otherwise, Chandigarh was what, Supreet, when you and I were growing up, it was a retired people's town. ये लगता थी जब मरना है तो चंडीगढ़ आ रहो, उसे 8 बजे सारी दुकानें बंद हो जाती हैं, कोई कुछ नहीं करता है. It's a dead town.
It's a limited infrastructure.
Limited infrastructure, dead town for dead people, for old government guys who want to retire. Today it's getting a soul. Today people are coming up and saying, we'll stay here.
Because of Mohali.
Because of Mohali.
Yes.
Like people don't realize that Delhi has become a suburb of Gurgaon. The same way very soon Chandigarh will become a suburb of Mohali, the way Mohali is growing. I am extremely proud of the way Mohali is growing. Again, we can say, वो अच्छी तरह नहीं हो रहा है, they put industrial area everywhere, they have not done this, the road है ठीक नहीं है, signal नहीं है क्या? But people are coming here, na? People are living here. There are 33 malls which have opened up on this thing. Someone has put in money to say मैं mall खोलांगा. I don't think it's a good idea. But if someone says कि मेरे को लगे पैसे तो मैं mall खोल रहे हैं, who are we to, look at the development happening in this area. Now it gives me hope that north of Delhi, we will at least have this Chandigarh Tri-City area where people from all over India, where someone from a Cochin will get up and say, मैं पढ़ लिया, मैं मतलब in whatever their language, I'll speak in English. So I've done my work, I've studied, I'm an engineer, I want to join a company. I have a dream of living in Chandigarh. I have a dream of living in Mohali. I have a dream of living in an area where the hills are half an hour away, 1 hour away, where the airport is 10 minutes away, where everyone is happy, where the roads are open, where we don't beat people for not knowing Punjabi. We are a very, very, very great place to be.
Yes, the vibe is very good.
The vibe is really good. Look at you. You run a pharmaceutical company. You are very successful. You don't have to do this. Yet you are doing this because you want to get stories out. You want to tell people this is our look at these areas over here, right? Which is what I think will make this new Punjab.
And अब न्यू पंजाब से हम आते हैं इन आई एम पंजाब की तरफ. तो आई एम पंजाब इज़ अ टर्म विच आई वॉज नॉट अर्लियर अवेयर ऑफ. मुझे साल पहले ही पता चला था एंड आई गॉट टू नो अबाउट आई एम पंजाब थ्रू टाइकॉन. एंड उसके बाद थोड़ा थोड़ा मैंने पढ़ना शुरू किया. आपसे मैं मिला जब मैं फर्स्ट टाइम आई एम पंजाब कलकट भवन गया तो आई वॉज नॉट इमेजिनिंग कि ये कलकट भवन की बिल्डिंग के अंदर ऐसा भी कोई जन्नत बनी हो सकती है. So it was like it was a huge surprise for me.
वो बिल्डिंग पता है कैसे बनी है?
हाँ जी.
So बिल्डिंग के अंदर कैसे बना है? So I'll tell you what I am Punjab. We are a Section 8 company. My boss is a guy called Mr. Pramod Bhasin. Mr. Pramod Bhasin was the founder of a company called Genpact, where I think 0.01% of the Indian population has worked. It is a very large call center. Everyone knows Genpact.
Yeah, TCS या Genpact.
Genpact या TCS. Everyone has worked over here. So Pramod, so in about the year 2000, Muntek Ahluwalia was asked to chair a committee about how to fix Punjab. What are the things that need to be done? So he, I think, gave 120 points कि ये चीज़ां चाहिए तो एक जेडी मेजर चीज़ चाहिए सानू कि we need a mission which will help to develop the students, the people who are infrastructure, the real infrastructure of the state, which is the students, the startups, the researchers, the academics. Join them somehow, get all that thing working. Full support of the Chief Secretary, Mr. Tiwari, fantastic people, right? Full support of all the other IAS officers who are very, very, let's say their heart is in the right place for the state. So Pramod then decided to increase the tension in his life. No, he decided to kind of lead this mission and say, I will make sure that this happens. In that effect, he built a team. So I was part of that team. We are 9 people now. We at our best, we were, I think, a 16-member team. And he tasked us to figure out Punjab ch ki karna hai. So when I met him, I was meeting Aparna, one of his colleagues, as a case study with what was wrong with Punjab. So I was telling them, they must have thought about that, yeah, this guy has so many problems, maybe he might have some solutions also. So then they decided to, long story short, took me a couple of months, I spoke to Pramod a couple of times, and we decided to do this in here. And when I said do this, this meant that I told Pramod, and I think Pramod told me more than I told him, that I want Punjab to be the top destination for entrepreneurs in India. I don't want Punjabi boys building a Zomato or an Ola or a Grofers or 1,000 of other companies that they built outside of Punjab. It is sab kuch hai. We have every bloody thing over here. Why aren't our people staying?
Yes.
So he said, we'll have to do that. So he tasked me with that job, and the way we broke it down was, we did 3 or 4 major things. I'll talk about the top 3. First, we said we are going to go to every school and college that we can figure out not on the GT road. So we went a little bit to Amritsar, a little bit to Jalandhar, a little bit to Ludhiana, a little bit to Chandigarh, Mohali, but we went to Batinda, to Faisalka, Buxar Sahab, to Pathankot, to Chimkaur Sahab. We went to, which is this, Hoshiarpur. We went to Patiala. We went to Rajpura. We went all the way to Sunam, and went to colleges, went to schools, and tried to evangelize and try to understand ho ki raha hai Punjab ch. And we realized that people have no idea. They have no idea that I can do something for myself. They have no idea that I can make my own living. Everyone thinks there are 2 options in life: get a government job or go to Canada. There is no option in life. There is no option.
And they start thinking about this when they are, I think, maybe 7 or 8 or 7 or 8 years old.
They start, exactly. They've been stuffed down their throat since that time. कि या तो तुसी electricity department join करो, है ना? हाँ. या तुसी
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਥੋੜੇ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਉਹ ਸਰਕਾਰੀ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਵੱਲ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਐਂਡ ਜੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਡ੍ਰੀਮਸ.
ਤੇ ਜੇ ਥੋੜੇ ਹੈਲਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ they join the army. I mean, there are just 2 or 3 types of professions we have. People think that Punjabis are professional dancers, professional singers, and professional army guys. Yeah, we are scientists, we are artists, we are laborers, we are we are everything. We are the whole. We are society. So we have to provide for every member of that society.
Yes.
So Pramod said, let's go out, go to the schools and colleges, then go and talk to industry, then go and talk to artisans, then go and talk. So we went to each person over here, and the only thing we did is try developing an entrepreneurial mindset. How to think like an entrepreneur. If you've been given 100 rupees today, what do you do with that money? Do you invest 100 rupees in buying a new MacBook? Do you invest 50 rupees in marketing? Do you invest 10 rupees in marketing? So we'll give them case studies, we'll give them ideas, we'll go through full sessions depending on how long the engagements are. It has all been free. Up till 1 month ago, this is all free. Everything, everybody who came to our office is completely free. 1 month ago, we charged money for one program for the first time to see how it was, the thing was, and we had 40 people paying us. When we do them free, we have 25 people, 30 people joining. We open it, we charge, I think 4,000 rupees or something. It's nothing for the course. We had 40 people who joined. So we said, yeah, this is fantastic. So Punjab wants to grow. Punjab needs to grow. Why isn't Punjab growing? And one of the things we're trying to solve through I Am Punjab is that. So we're trying to get more companies to stay here, trying to build all that information, that information network. Pramod is doing all that for us. But it's a tough thing, but we enjoy doing tough things there.
What is the major challenge you find in terms of the perspective of the people first, and then the perspective of the ecosystem? What is that big lag in the ecosystem?
So, Nandan, no, I think who was it who said it best? Was it Mr. Mantek Ahluwalia, or was it our ex-Prime Minister? I don't know, but someone said that the IT industry did really well in India because there was no IT ministry. Moment the IT ministry came into being, the IT industry the phat ho gayi. Exact same thing with us. Our problem is that startups are a mind change game. It is not a you cannot tell a guy कि ये 4 चीज़ां पढ़ ले हुण तू कंपनी शुरू कर ले. He has to want to do it from here. He has to want to do it from here, from the start. You know, it has to come. I can take that risk. I can take that challenge. I will do it. And to do that, Supreet, you need to be able to tell him कि here are your skills. थोड़े 4-5 चीज़ें सिखाती हैं. Then introduce him to 3 other people. These are your friends. They were in class with you, or they were in some other school, but they are like you, same background. Look at what these 3 are doing. Then say that if you go 1 step, the government will go 10 steps. Then to say if you go 1 step, I will get 10 investors to come and look at you. So that is what needs to be created. I was telling you this before. So I lived in America most of my life. My elder daughter is an American. She'll want to go back, I'm sure. So I start thinking, how do I keep my daughter here? I say that I can keep my daughter here if I make sure that she has room to grow, so she's independent in her own house, she's contributing to the house, freeloader nahi hai, she's doing something, she's doing some work, she's contributing, she's fulfilling her own life. She says ki I want to fulfill my dream of a person. All of us want to fulfill something as a person. Apa seva kyun karte ne? Why do we go to Gurdwara and clean shoes? Why do we go and sweep roads? Why do we walk to Vaishno Devi on barefoot? Because we want to fulfill something inside us. Everyone has a different way of fulfilling it. You allow these three things to happen and my daughter will never leave India. Why can't you and me and all of us in this room treat the entire population of Punjab as our daughters? Each one of them as our daughters and our sons. And say, we will provide for them these things so they don't have to leave. If they want to leave, great. I will shake their hand and say, fantastic. If they want to join a government job, I will say, very good. Someone needs to do it. If they want to go to a Gurgaon or Delhi, they want to sell their land and they want to, I will say, great. But you don't have to do it. If you want to do it, Vaheguru has given a brain to everyone. So please, we are making sure that they don't have to do it.
Like for example, अगर हम अमेरिका की बात करें, अमेरिका कैसे बना? क्योंकि वहाँ का जो ब्रेन था या वहाँ के जो लोग थे उनको वहीं पे वो इकोसिस्टम मिला और वो बाहर नहीं गए. जैसे हम होता है ना, हम बाहर से पढ़ के हार्वर्ड से पढ़ के आ रहे हैं, वो आईआईटी से पढ़ के नहीं जा रहे थे, आईआईएम से पढ़ के नहीं जा रहे, एंड दे आर डूइंग इट, दे आर बीइंग देयर, स्टेइंग देयर. वो अमेरिकन बबल से भी बाहर नहीं निकल के उन्होंने ग्लोबल आई वुड से स्टार्टअप्स या ग्लोबल जाइंट्स बनाए हैं. तो इंडिया में ओवरऑल इंडिया में आर यू फाइंडिंग कि वो थोड़ा कुछ चेंज आ रहा है? जैसे पिछले 7-8 साल में हमने देखा कि यूनिकॉर्न्स बहुत बने हैं.
सो वी आर सीइंग अ लॉट ऑफ यूनिकॉर्न्स, वी आर सीइंग अ लॉट ऑफ funded, मतलब heavily funded unicorns, which are unicorns because of the funding. I'll give you examples. Nykaa makes hardly any money. Zomato hardly makes money. Zomato is valued at $10 billion, hardly makes money. Which are the other companies which have unicorn? Byju's, bad example. Ola hardly makes any money. Ola Electric loses money. Again valued at $10 billion. You have to understand that एक तो a unicorn today and a unicorn 20 years has two different things. A unicorn today is worth 33% of what a unicorn 20 years was, because value of money has come down. But am I seeing this happening in India? Of course I am. I'm seeing a lot of people who go out and say that we will form our own companies, and I see a lot of these people, they have something or they don't have something that I had. Sanu na badi shram aunदी सी यार. We used to feel very scared. I wanted to open an authorized service station of Maruti. I told my mother I want to open an authorized service station. She said, "Shabash, jo karna hai kar yaar, I'll support you." मैं कहा ठीक है. मेरी दादी ਨੂੰ पता लग गया. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ कहता कि ये मेरा पुत्र साडा निकी ये सोमवीर is becoming a mechanic, तो mechanic बन रहा है, दिमाग खराब हो गया था ये. So to do a business on your own meant that you've had to fail everywhere in life and then you could start a business. Today that's changing in India. Today parents are pushing their kids to become entrepreneurs. They're saying, no, do something on your own. खुद कर ले जो करना है. I'll dovetail that with something else, Supreet. In India, we all think we've all had a choice. You think you've had a choice in life. The people sitting in front of me think they've had a choice in life. None of these people, neither I nor you, have a choice in what we do in life. You join class 10 to give your boards. नंबर ठीक आ गए तो तुसी नॉन-मेड ले लेने हो, नंबर ठीक नहीं आए तो कॉमर्स ले लेने हो, जे बिल्कुल ही तुसी कुछ नहीं कर सकते आईएएस की तैयारी कर ले तुसी आर्ट्स ले लेने हो. ठीक है. ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਹੀ. ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ आई टॉक अबाउट द नॉन-मेड फील्ड. ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਮਾਰਟ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਯੂ ਵਿਲ ਗੋ ਟੂ ਆਈਆਈਟੀ. ਜੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਘੱਟ ਤੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਜੈਸੇ then you'll go to a थापड़. आई एम फ्रॉम थापड़ or a PEC or a NIT. जे मतलब कुछ ही नहीं है तो then there are so many other colleges that you can go to, right? We don't choose to do anything. I wanted to be an architect. But I got decent marks to become a mechanical engineer from Thapad. So I'm here. Architecture is here. For me to go down to take architecture is a stupid thing to do. Let me put it another way. Go to any engineering college, or at our time went to engineering college. The top 30 ranks at computers, the next 30 ranks at electrical, the next 30 ranks at mechanical. You think they wanted to do mechanical? You think he wants to do computers? He is just doing it क्योंकि number आ गया जी. हुन मैं civil engineer बन के रहने क्योंकि मैं number नहीं है. बीच में civil होता सी फिर chemical फिर कोई textile फिर 2-3 aerospace.
Even if your choice is lesser than your marks or rank, you won't do that.
You would never do that.
Yes.
Because you'd feel कि यार if I take civil, what will people think? That the दिमाग खराब है, he could have taken computers. So that's the mindset we.
I'm glad you're talking about this because this is a thing which needs to be talked about more. बिकॉज वी एक्चुअली डोंट हैव अ चॉइस. ये चॉइस आनी बहुत ज़रूरी है और छोटी एज से ही हमें देखना ज़रूरी है. अब मेरे एक फ्रेंड है, तो फ्रेंड की फैमिली में ही उसके नेफ्यू इज़ एन आर्टिस्ट. तो उसको शुरुआत में मतलब ये बात करने में कि यार ही वांट्स टू परस्यू आर्ट्स, तो उसी में बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था. आई वाज आल्सो लाइक यार इफ ही देयर इज so much of opportunity in every field right now, and he took a stand for him and उसने आर्ट्स लिया. एंड आई थिंक अब वो कुछ आर्ट्स में करेगा. UI UX, there are so many things coming up, you can excel
Kudos.
in any field. बस वो है कि जितना जल्दी रेबेल बन जाओ और जितना जल्दी अपना वो पॉइंट रखना शुरू कर दो, तो आपके लाइफ के बहुत साल बच भी जाते. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि
You've hit the nail on the head. I am so happy you brought this story. और I'm so happy this is happening.
And this is actually, I felt very nice when he told me about this story, and his nephew is actually thinking about doing that, क्योंकि वो he's already ahead of time in a way, because he's good at something and he knows about it, and he's open to say that I want to do this only.
I started painting when I was in India. Before I left, I wanted to be an architect. Why? Because I was good at art. I used to enjoy. I could build. I could do that. So when I did my engineering, I had a choice which one to do, because I went through NRI quota. NRI quota, my father had to pay 5 times the amount of money, but I could choose what I wanted. I was probably the only guy who chose mechanical, because in my view, I thought, kid, if I can understand the joints are made, na main kar bana laga.
I think you also come from a family of mechanical engineers.
I come from a family of mechanical engineers. My father is a mechanical engineer. My grandfather is a mechanical engineer. And I've got my grandfather the DCE certificate, my father the IIT the certificate. फिर मेरा थापर मैं छुपा के रख दूँ क्योंकि तू पढ़ना ले कोई. But yes, all the certificates.
Thapar used to be one of our Thapar and Peck used to be at the same level.
They are fantastic colleges. Don't get me wrong. My life changed when I went to Patiala. I made wonderful friends there who are still friends till date. I grew as a person. I learned to tie a pagdi in 1 minute. क्योंकि हमेशा लेट होते सी तभी I learned how to tie pagdi while running. I used to be a.
I've seen your hostel as well. Your NRI hostel.
NRI, no. Oh, so when we joined Thapar, they said कि आ तो NRI hostel दिखाते हैं. We went. They showed us some hostel with ACs and all.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, यार, wow, fantastic hostel. पापा ने बिल्कुल सही पैसे देते हैं. शाबाश. Then we realized that was a part of our ragging ritual. That is not the NRI hostel. That's a guest house. NRI hostel वो है पीछे मतलब नॉर्मल हॉस्टल ही है. तो एक कमरे 4 बंदे ते 10 कमरे होंगे सी 40 बच्चों का एक टॉयलेट ते very boys hostel ही यार. So in the morning people are going to it's a very different life. So at 11:30 you go to the canteen and you see a little Nepali boy jumping in a small tub. मैं देख रहा टब कर की रहे हैं करके हाँ ईशा आज पूड़ी बनेगा हाँ लाइक पूड़ी बनेगा. वहाँ देखे आटा गूंद रहा है. And then we're looking at him. So from Chandigarh when we come, we've never seen that stuff happening. And we're like, what the hell is this guy doing? And फिर आप उसके कुछ भी खा लो, चने छोले all taste the same. They all taste exactly the same, right? Food tastes the same. चाहे कुछ भी बड़ा है, taste the same होएगा.
Ingredients the same.
Ingredients are same. Taste the same. Chicken, everything tastes the same over there.
We used to come for Saturnalia.
You gave us Saturnalia.
Yeah.
So I used to be the, well, in my time it didn't happen, but I was the Mudra thing. We used to do all these cultural events. That's the only thing I was good at in life, is doing extracurricular things, poetry, dance, drama, choreography. I used to enjoy that art. पता नहीं कितों मैं engineer बन गया, but yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
So I call that anybody who is doing entrepreneurship in a different way is an entrepreneur. So you are a proper example of an entrepreneur, I would say.
I will start using that term now.
So if you'll go to my any handle, so you'll find this term entrepreneur.
I will use this and at least this video when I tag this.
And okay, coming back to I Am Punjab. So Innovation Mission Punjab, this ये नेम ही बहुत बड़ा है अपने में. तो ऐसे ना heavy name होता है. Innovation, and that's a mission for Punjab. And do you find that this mission is proper, like a very tough to get kind of a mission, or tough to reach kind of a mission?
I think the road is straight. I think the mission is very doable. I think there are lots of obstacles which have been put, which could have been removed, but we don't want to complain. Our eyes on the goal. See, as a country, I think we are doing fine. As a state, I don't think we are. I think we need to put in more effort into what we are doing, and we need more money in what we are doing. UP has a 100 crore budget. Punjab has a 5 crore budget. Right? For example, UP gives I think up to 30 lakh rupees to every new person who wants to start a company. We give 3 lakh rupees. So we are far behind. It's also, we don't have that much money. But I think what we are not good at, we can improve. But what we are good at, you're sitting in this location in Mohali, around you in a 30 kilometer radius, there must be at least 10 institutes of eminence. IIT Ropar, Thapad, NABI, ISER, ISB, CSIO, CSIR, kitne hai yaar? They are nothing but smart people working.
Niper is it?
Huh?
Niper,
right? All these people are there building really, really smart products. ਜੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਸਟਾਰਟਅਪਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਣਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿੱਧਰੋਂ ਆਣਗੇ ਯਾਰ? If we cannot go, why did Stanford and the entire Silicon Valley come up? Because the universities who said that we will, sponsor this, great weather, sponsor this, no language barrier, come here, build your companies here, and that whole tech boom started. Why can't we do that for Mohali? So many companies are there. You name the machine, it's available in North India. You name the testing device, it's available in North India. You name the lab, it's available here.
And even the talent.
The talent is all over here. The talent wants to come back here. You just have to push them a little bit. Thoda ja unhonu push karoge na, they'll all come back. It'll be a reverse wave. Supreet, it'll be a reverse wave that comes back into this country. Because Canada is great. Like I started off saying it's the best country in the world. Not Canada, the US, best country ever. But yeah, if you are going to Canada today as a student, you are 8 of you living in one room. Those 8 of you living
horrendous.
It's horrendous. I don't know if you've done that, but it's horrendous because you know 2 people or maybe 3 people. You're going to fight. There are going to be problems. You have to do 2 to 3 jobs. And one thing I want to tell all my Indian brothers and sisters, all of you, each and every one of you, you want to go to Canada? I will send you there. Go first to a cold storage. Go inside the cold storage for half an hour and see how you feel. That is Canada in the winters.
Yes.
It is not a joke. It is not a joke as to, in New York, I don't understand how people live outside because it is minus, with wind chill it's minus 14, minus 15, it will be minus 1 or minus 2, but the wind chill just kills you.
It kills you.
Right? So those pictures that you see of bikini tops and fancy cars and hood down and
that is just, I think, only 1 or 2 months in a year.
ਉਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੂਰਾ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ because they know the next 8-10 months are going to be at home watching Netflix and eating canned soup.
I was in Toronto in February.
Oh,
and it was, you can imagine how it was.
It's terrible, yeah. It's very cold. And it's a problem होती है तो we Indians are known to मतलब कि ਆਪਾਂ ठंड लग नहीं देंगे सब कुछ ही पा लो घर से जो भी कुछ आप पा लो 2 पैंटा शर्ट वो करके you get out of your house, sit in the car, उठे heater on, फिर गर्मी, फिर कटो फिर you get out of the car to walk to the mall, फिर पाओ फिर you go to the mall, उठे heater on, फिर तुसी कटो वही होंदे रहंदा कटो पाओ कटो
थोड़े एक जैकेट हाथ ही रहती है
एक जैकेट तो always like this right and सब नु जुकाम लग गया पूरा all the time क्योंकि सब नु गर्म साथ लग रही होते it is a मतलब you know guys come back from Canada when that stuff happens but for everyone if you want to go please go I'm not saying don't go this is a wonderful country we have great friends there go stand in a cold storage for half an hour आधा घंटा cold storage खड़ो see how you feel and then go ahead and do what you need.
And this is your life for at least 4-5 months in a year.
That's what it's going to be like for 5 months of the year. Yeah.
If I go to the other side, मैं अगर सवाल पूछूं उनकी तरफ से जो लोग जाते हैं लोग कहते हैं यार हम नहीं जाना चाहते but we don't have those opportunities over here or we don't see those opportunities even if they are. Do we have those opportunities actually over here and they are unable to see or ground level पे है नहीं है?
You've hit the nail on the head. So Punjab or this entire region has been devoid of leadership. We had Maharaja Ranjit Singh and after that we've had no one. We had Kairo Saab who tried to build Ghaziabad as a industrial center for Punjab, which then obviously Batwara ho gaya so they went away. We don't have leadership, right? So what that means is no one can take the tough decisions of getting these big companies into Punjab or these big job providing situations here. Okay, let's say if we earn 100 rupees, how much do you think of that 100 rupees is used for Punjab's investment? कितना कोई पैसा इन्वेस्ट करते होंगे?
पंजाब ਦੇ ਲਈ आई थिंक ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ 1 ਜਾਂ 2 ਰੁਪਏ ਹਾਰਡਲੀ
वो भी नहीं आएगा, because we are paying about 95 rupees as taxes, as pensions, as salaries, as interest on our loans. So where do we have the money to invest? ਤੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਇਹ ਬਿਮਾਰੂ ਸਟੇਟ ਨੇ, ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਇਹ ਬਿਮਾਰੂ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਇਹ ਟਰੈਪ 'ਚ ਫਸ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਕਦੋਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਲਓ, they cannot come out of that trap until you give them external help. Same thing I think is happening with our state. We've gotten to that place where we'll not be able to get out without external help. You cannot stop free electricity to a farmer, tonu maar dange. You cannot stop free electricity to the people, tonu khatam kar dange. You cannot say that main MSP kar danga, touch kar danga, thoda tax le langa, tonu khatam kar dange. So how do we make this state happen? We need a strong leader who will come and say, I will do these things. And why is that required? Is because of your question, that there are no jobs available here. There literally are no jobs available. But when you go to the guy who has the job, he says, yeah, I've just set up a factory now, I can't find people. So if there are no jobs available for people and there are no people available for jobs, what's happening? The thing is that we have these many people who want to take jobs and there are these many jobs. So all these guys go out. Nobody stays here. So these guys also can't find their jobs. If there are 100 job seekers, there are only 2 or 3 jobs. Or 2-3 jobs ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ, because everyone else has got their mind frame ki the only way I'll survive is by going to a Gurgaon or to a Delhi or to a Bangalore, because the money is much more there. It is here you get 25-30,000, there you get 50,000. Maybe we can use this to get people back here, right? Or maybe we can get companies put over here, but it is a Herculean task, part of what we are trying to solve.
I think the mindset also needs to change, even in terms of the industry as well, because we are ready to pay like for example 50,000 in Gurgaon, but when the same person comes to Chandigarh,
we say yaar nahi, much lesser, you know, we'll do all that. But I mean, that is, I guess, negotiation. But you're right, the mindset of both people need to change. But we need to be able to provide jobs for our boys and girls. Otherwise कोई वापस नहीं आएगा, and जे कोई वापस ना आए, there'll be no jobs. It's that very funny thing, क्योंकि जो वापस आएंगे, there'll be thousands of more jobs created. Imagine यार, you spent, let's say, 5 years in Canada, you've come back. I spent 5-10 years in the US, right? I came back. Your worldview changes. You feel, why isn't there a store over here which does this to me?
Yes.
Why that guy's crossed a red light? उन्होंने किसी ने रोका क्यों नहीं है? Exactly. Like you feel these things. You drive on this road in Mohali. You feel like you're driving in a video game. इधर कोई आ रहा है, कोई इधर आ रहा है, कोई तो उल्टा आ रहा है तो लाइटा मार रहा है. मैं कहीं गलत रोड था नहीं, आगे रुक जाओ एक मिनट, ये मेरी रोड है. मैं कहा हाँ मेरी रोड है, सारी इधर आ रहे ने. ये दूसरा बंदा वो भी पूरा स्कॉर्पियो, काली स्कॉर्पियो, टिंटेड शीशा, वहाँ गड्डियाँ हैं, घूम रही है, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਯਾਰ ਇਹ मैं किथे आ गया.
कई बार ऐसा होता कि यार 2 मिनट ना चक्कर आ रहे, गड्डी रोक लेने.
बिल्कुल आया तो साथ फीलिंग्स क्या, मैं रुक जाओ एक मिनट, मैं तो नहीं की गलत, because the first thing you think of is I hope I am okay.
But as you enter Chandigarh, things change.
I was telling this to you right now. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲਾਈਟ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਖੜ ਜਾਓ ਇੱਥੇ, ਫਰੋਮ ਦ ਸੈਕਟਰੀਏਟ ਹਰਿਆਣਾ, ਪੰਜਾਬ, ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਗਾੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਨਾ, ਦੇ ਗੋ ਟੂ ਦੀ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟ ਟਿਲ ਦ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਬਾਰਡਰ. ਗੱਡੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਐਸੇ ਆਰਾਮ ਨਾਲ, ਅੱਗੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਲੈਰੋ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਆਰਾਮ ਨਾਲ, ਕੋਈ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਾ 60 ਟੱਪਣੀ ਹੈ, ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣਾ ਹੈ, ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਲਾਈਟ ਟੱਪਣੀ, ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ. ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ ਆ ਜਾਏ, ਮੋਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਐਂਟਰ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ, ਇਹਦਾ ਮੁੱਛਾਂ ਆਏ, खिड़की खुली, सब कह रहा निकलो बाहर, पीछे सब सारे सायरन चल रहे हैं. इन्नी लाइट तो मैं आज तक शादी तो नहीं देखी, गड्डियां तो लाई हुई, इधर लाइट, पता नहीं किन्ना कोई ईगो है इन्हों दा यार. इत्थे तो रहा एयरपोर्ट, तो इफ यू फील इज टेकिंग यू टू लॉन्ग टू गेट टू द एयरपोर्ट, दैन सानू भी लग रहा है ना टाइम, तो टैक्स तुसी भी दे रहे हो, टैक्स मैं भी दे रहा, टैक्स तुसी भी दे रहे हो, कराओ ठीक रोड. जे नहीं रोड करानी ठीक, तो स्टे इन द लाइन विद अस. We need this to happen in India. ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਸੌਂਦਾ ਵੀ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਥੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦਾ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਫੋਨ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਰੋਕਤਾ, ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਚਲਾਨ ਕੱਟਿਆ ਉਹਦਾ. I'm not saying that police is bad or anything, they are great, but yeah, we have to get them to enforce the laws na. Just go stand, everyone who's watching this thing, go stand on any red light dividing Chandigarh and Mohali, and you will see government people do this more than anyone else. Full speed from the India side, from zero speed from Chandigarh side. Moment they enter, कोई rule नहीं है, कोई law नहीं है, बस यार मैं यहाँ wild west है. We need to get these changed.
How can it happen? Like,
Muntek ji was here, Muntek Aluwali had come to our office and he had said that I had given 120 points to the government to implement to help Punjab. Simple things like no more debt, no more police officers. We have the largest number of police officers as a percentage of our population in this state. You know that? It's unbelievable. तो तोनू आज तक कोई पुलिस वाला दिखे on the road? Where are they sitting? Where are they sitting? You are paying their tax. If every guy makes 80,000-90,000 rupees a month, you pay the tax. It comes from your salary. It's cut from our GST. Every time we buy a packet of kerosene, or we buy a Coke, or we buy a meal, or we buy a sewing thread or a sewing, anything we buy, we pay tax. That goes into all these. Why don't you say something? Our citizens have to get up. Punjab is unique. You are unique. North India is unique. India is very unique, but North India is unique. इथे पंजाब मैं पंजाब की गल करता because I'm more attached to it. And like I said, my Punjab starts from Delhi and ends in near China, right? That's my Punjab. इस्लाम आया इथे 12th century च सारे मुसलमान बन गए पंजाब च. फ्रीडम फाइटिंग हुई, रंजीत सिंह आए, सारे पूरे इन्हें बंदियां ने पूरा पंजाब कैप्चर कर लिया. ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ ਆਏ, ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੀ ਫੌਜ ਰੈਡੀ ਮਿਲੀ ਆਪਣੀ, ਐਬਸੋਲੂਟਲੀ ਰੈਡੀ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੀ. ਫਰੀडम ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਆਈ, ਸਾਰੇ ਫਰੀडम फाइटर ਬਣ ਗਏ. ਕਮਿਊਨਿਜ਼ਮ ਆਏ, ਸਾਰੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਸਟ ਬਣ ਗਏ. ਮਤਲਬ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਪੀਪਲ who are so taken in by new ideas that we do it en masse. I pray and hope that my state, North India, takes this one thing ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਪੈਸਾ ਦੇ ਰਿਹਾ ਨਾ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਰਿਹਾ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵਾਪਸ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. ਐਂਡ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰਿਸਿਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਪੈਟਰੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਭ 'ਤੇ ਟੈਕਸ ਲਾਓ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲਾਅ ਐਂਡ ਆਰਡਰ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. ਐਂਡ ਆਈ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਦੈਟ ਇਫ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਪੇਇੰਗ 10 rupees, ਆਈ ਐਮ ਗੈਟਿੰਗ 10 rupees. I don't want to be in a place. Look at Indian courts. We have 30-year backlogs of court cases. Is there any justice? Hey, nahi. When two brothers are fighting, na, the way that they sort it out is not कि वो कहते हैं यार courts चलेगी तो 30 साल ना तू जा पाएगा ना मैं जा पाऊंगा. They say okay, let's sort it out. We need to fix these basics. Now I don't want to talk about Punjab. Let me talk about India in this sense because Punjab cannot do anything on its own. Right? Tomorrow Mr. Maan cannot get up and say यार कि मैं ये 4 चीज़ें करनी है वो नहीं होएगा because the state the system will not allow it. For our country, we need to first of all, the people need to understand what's happening with us. Run this country as a company. Say that if you are making 100 rupees from your tax and you are, let's say, living in Shanti Kunj in Delhi, out of the 100 rupees I collect from people living in Shanti Kunj in Delhi, I'm only spending 1 rupee there. Because 60 rupees is going to building some statue over here, 30 rupees is going to build some free cycle darshan free cycles giving to people, 10 rupees is going to free something here. All the free schemes that you put cost them. That's when people will realize कि साढ़े नाल की हो रहा है. Everyone wants a free thing, no? So if somebody says, if I tell someone कि आपने statue 7,000 करोड़ का बना दिया है गुजरात में, क्यों बनाया आपने? कहते हैं आपको क्या है, तो गवर्नमेंट ने दिए हैं. वो गवर्नमेंट के पैसे कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? वो कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? कोई वाहिगुरु दे रहा है ऊपर से? Is there some Akal Takht plane which is flying down and giving money to all these people? No, it's your money, it's my money. And it's my money and it's your money coming from a taxes. Let people know that. कि सर थोड़े 100 रुपये टैक्स ना 4 रुपये गया वो बनाने ली 10 रुपये ऐसे ली. You tell people that. Okay. And people should do that themselves. The second thing we need to do is we need to start, I think, what we don't do in it. Let's take a step back, reservation. Let me talk about that for a second, right? We need to end reservation. We need to completely end reservation. But we need to end all types of reservation. What is that supposed to mean? That means that today if I'm a member of golf club, you cannot become a member of golf club. I can. Why? Because my father was. So the way for me to become is better. If I'm a member of Delhi golf club, तो बन ही नहीं सकते. मैं बन सकता. Why? Because I have reservation. I have reservation of first moving advantage. Stop these. Stop these. Can you buy a house in Himachal? You cannot buy a house in Himachal. You're not a Himachali. It's a reservation for the Himachali. Stop every form of reservation if you want to stop it, or at least start in that direction. The reason I started
making it uniform for everyone.
Yes, you need to make fair. Life should be fair. If you're paying 100, get 100. If you're working hard for a job, for a government job, you should have a fair chance. If you're working in society, you should have a fair chance to succeed. If you've failed, you should have a fair chance to fail. Bankruptcy laws. You know, you have to bring these things. You have to bring fairness into our country. Because our country and our people are only shaped by one thing, which is scarcity. We have had scarcity all our lives. Phone मिलता थी 5 साल बाद, IIT च एडमिशन आज तक नहीं मिलती, scarcity. Government institution ना free होना चाहिए था सब ले. Everyone should be able to go, right? Not saying it to be free, everyone should be able to go. Whoever wants to go should be able to go. Scarcity. Our mind is turned by scarcity. Everything is scarcity. तो अपने पापा ने बोलो ना, वो कर लिए, हुन कर ले यार, बात तो पता नहीं लगना, ले, हुने कर ले.
Yes.
We are brought up like this. हर iPhone, तोड़े को iPhone ने सब दे को डब्बे पहने करे. सब दे कोल iPhone 5, 10 जिन्ना भी iPhone है सब दे एक डब्बा संभाल के रखा है. उदा पिन भी अंदर है, उदा 2 स्टिकर जेडे आंदे वो भी सोहनी तरह अंदर ने, उदा आगे दा कवर भी रखा है. बिकॉज दैट्स आवर थिंग. एक तुसी डब्बा फेंक के दिखा दो इंडियन विमेन दी किचन तो, एक डब्बा फेंक के दिखा दो. बॉर्नवीटा डब्बे अचार, कोई दूजा डब्बा है ਉਹਦੇ ਗੁੜ, ਸਾਰੇ ਡੱਬੇ ਭਰੇ ਹੋਏ. Scarcity.
Yes.
We are all scarce. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਇਹ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਹਾਂ, ਚਲੋ ਇਹ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ. It's just मेरे को 10 मग होंगे घर च, बट एवरी टाइम आई गो आउट आई सी अनदर मग. आई सेड यार ये मिल रहा था, ले लेने. व्हाई नॉट दैट आई नीड टू हैव 15 कप्स ऑफ कॉफी वन आफ्टर द अदर. स्कैसिटी है कि पता नहीं कल ना मिले. हाँ आज मैनू मिल रहा है, खत्म करो.
आई थिंक साडी ये शुरू च ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਸਾਡੀ ਆਦਤ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਚੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲਣ.
ਕਿਤਨੇ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਟਾਈਮ ਲੱਗਦਾ. ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਡੱਬਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੇਂਕਦੇ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਦਿਲ ਟੁੱਟਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ, ਯਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ. ਤੇ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਟੱਪਰ ਦਾ ਡੱਬਾ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਫੇंकਣਾ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ. ਪਹਿਲੇ ਕਰ ਮਮਾ ਗਲਤ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸੌਰੀ, ਹੈ ਨਾ, मेरी मिस्टेक होगी.
Is it one of the major reasons कि जो अपने स्टार्टअप्स हैं, जो इंडिया वाले स्टार्टअप्स हैं, the first they are more of survival. They want to make money for themselves first, and then ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ we'll look into the rest of the things. Whereas the startups which are started in the Silicon Valley, for example, so they end up becoming global startups like Airbnb or all those names, I would say. Whereas Indian startups, not many become global startups because we, at the end of the day, we want to make our exit like properly. And
so
we want a house in Camellia.
100 crore. I'll tell you. I'll give you a thought. Let's think about this. If you ask an Indian for anything, if you ask an Indian that sir, तुसी सानू time दियो, अपना एक बहुत नेक काम कर रहे हैं, or you tell them sir, give us some time, give us some money, हम एक बिल्डिंग बना रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, तो आपको क्या लगता है इंडियन क्या करेगा? ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड टाइम देगा. ही विल नेवर गिव मनी, राइट? बिकॉज अगेन दिस इज द वे वी बीन ब्रॉट अप. सो फॉर द फाउंडर्स दैट वीव हैड टुडे, वी डोंट हैव अ वेरी गिविंग कल्चर इन दिस कंट्री. आवर गिविंग कल्चर इज वेरी डिफरेंट. लाइक इन अमेरिका दे आर वेरी बिग philanthropists. They will give to museums, they will give to let's say it would be like you have sponsored the Chandigarh Art Museum's entire building, which will house all the MFO cents in the world, something like that. And for that you've paid them 2,000 crores. Let's just say that's the kind of philanthropy they do. The kind of philanthropy we do is we go to a gurdwara and say 10,000 रुपए सरबत दा पिलाओ, right? Or we'll go to a mandir and say ये तुसी चढ़ावा रखो, सब नू खाना मिले, सारे सब लंगर खाएं. Because we have a different way of doing these things. This thing comes up in work as well. So if you go to a guy and say, sir, I need help, for him the maximum help he can give you is advice. He doesn't even think about giving you money because he thinks that's what you want. That's what you will need. Money will become a transaction and main kyun dun, and then they'll start saying, oh, to kharab ho jayega. It's a very different way of doing it. So people don't like to share universally, not only in India, but I think in India we are slightly, let me put it this way. In the West, they're slightly more different in the way they think. They love sharing. You go to any startup, the ESOPs are very favorable. Yes. Everyone gets money, right? Everyone makes money. Here, it's also the same, but just slightly diluted, where the founder says, मैं सबसे बड़ा ला लाऊं, तो I'll take the most. That doesn't happen over there. That is correct. You're correct.
अगर हम उसी में वापस आएं, like for this ecosystem, for this ecosystem to boost. अभी एक बहुत बड़ा क्योंकि इट्स अ ग्लैमर वर्ड nowadays. Having a startup is a glamour word. In a way, it is good as well. But what I find is that it has become too glamorous. We don't realize that you have to hustle in a way. आपको इतनी hustle करनी पड़ेगी कि वो एक बड़ी लोन सी बैटल बनती है, काफ़ी देर के लिए बनी रहती है, और जो पैसा आना है, वो पैसा आना इज़ नॉट द बैटल वन, इट इज़ जस्ट वन स्टेप इन द, आई वुड से इन द ओशन, और द पहला ही आपने एक पहली बार तैरे हो बस आप.
वी आर डिटैच्ड फ्रॉम रियलिटी.
We are detached from reality, and getting the funding becomes our win, our first win, which is technically not the correct thing. And then you end up liquidating your equity, और आप उस ट्रैप में फंस जाते हो, and वो exit सिर्फ आप अपने investors को दे पाते हो, आप खुद exit नहीं दे पाते. And that is again one of the major reasons that 95% of the startups in India fail, not beyond 5 years. They don't go beyond 5 years.
Absolutely. Let me try answering this question in a slightly different way. If I were to ask your audience, at what age group do people make the best startups or the most successful startups? The answer is not what you think. The answer is not 25, 30, 32. It's between 40 and 45, right? The reason is people who worked for about 8-10 years, like when I used to work in a vendors or at City, I used to wonder कि why are they paying me this much? यार तो कुछ भी नहीं है, तो I can make more, ये तो कुछ है ही नहीं. 1.5 लाख 2 लाख 3 लाख 5 लाख, what are they? 5 लाख तो ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਅੱਜਕੱਲ? ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਘਰ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. The moment you start working for yourself, the employee you're paying 20,000 to, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਦੇ ਕੀ ਰਹਾ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਕਰਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਬੰਦਾ? ਅੱਛਾ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਰਾ ਸਕਦਾ, I can get that done through that software system. You start thinking like that, right? So the success of a startup is directly linked to the operational capabilities of that startup. If that startup is run by a young kid, and they usually do very, very well, so I mean a lot of them do, not usually, but a lot of them do very, very well, that guy doesn't have too much of real world experience of how to run a company. Tomorrow if his chief packing lady comes and says I'm going on maternity leave, what does he do? He has no idea whether to say you don't have a job anymore, or as per law I have to give you 10 months of paid leave, or तूने मेरे को पहले क्यों नहीं बताया? You know, there's a very to run operations. Okay, this is operations. Think of simple things like, should I invest 50 lakh rupees in a relationship with West Side so they can put my socks on their shelf? These are tough decisions to make, and these are make or break decisions. And this only happens when you have a certain amount of operational excellence. Now, when you have young founders, they realize that ye wo na hoye, the only way for them to get that is to hire great people. So what you will see a lot of them do is raise money and hire people to be able to run their startups for them.
Yes.
And over time what will happen is that over 4 or 5 years, each person in the startup will have about 6 or 7 or 8%. Ude naal hunda hai ki there is no one person taking a call, so no one person is interested anymore. So because of the capital structure of the startup, it can fail. The second reason is if one guy has too much, it can fail, right? So your question was about capital raising is thought of as the only goal. I'm saying it's thought of as the only goal of with those people who are not experienced or who have never done a startup, who have never thought of what to do. If you need 10 crores to get your ass off the couch and start working, then don't take that 10 crores, right? But if you need 10 crores to get your sale from 10 to 15 crores or 10 to 30 crores or 10 to 100 crores, then do it at that time. So with that initial money that you get, the 30, 40, 50 lakh rupees, your seed funding, that's only done by the F network, right? Friends and families and fools. No one else does that kind of investment. Yeah. So that is why when you see a lot of people raise money at that stage, a lot of them will fail. So your question about them feeling that they've done their job is also because I think they know they failed, that they're not going to be able to succeed. Because with 30, 40, 50 lakhs, you're not going to do anything if you don't know what to do. If the guy can't guide you, if there is no big mentor on your board. You're selling socks right now. What would you need? 50 lakh rupees or somebody who's been the director of Trent Lifestyle or someone who's in future groups thing, right? In that case, so I think that is a disconnect with young founders. They value money way more than advice.
Than advice or strategy.
Or strategy. They have no strategy. Their strategy is, I'll do it. I know how to do it. Tony will buy this. Lily will buy this. 4-5 दोस्तों के नाम लगा देंगे. ये सब खरीदते हैं. I'm going to sell. कोई ज़रूरत नहीं, कोई फिक्र नहीं. I'll do it. But that doesn't really work.
I'll give you a small example of my own self. When I was 25, if I was offered a good sum of money, that I'll give you this much of money, you do whatever, I would have taken it. Today, after 12 years, at the age of 37, if somebody, लोग बोलते हैं कि आप लो पैसा, मैं अब मना कर देता हूँ क्योंकि समझ आ गया है कि चीज़ें पैसा तब लेना चाहिए और उससे लेना चाहिए जिससे बिजनेस को फ़ायदा हो.
Yes.
आप अपना फ़ायदा फिर नहीं सोचते बिकॉज यू देन अंडरस्टैंड दैट द मनी what you are getting, you are not getting it. Is the business what is getting it. And अगर वो बिजनेस को उससे बेनिफिट नहीं होगा तो पैसा लेके फ़ायदा नहीं है. और अगर वो पैसा आपने ले लिया तो आप में इतनी समझ होनी चाहिए कि वो बिजनेस में ही जाए और वो उससे मल्टीप्लाई हो, बिजनेस मल्टीप्लाई हो.
Absolutely.
नॉट योर जस्ट योर पर्सनल एसेट्स, क्योंकि पर्सनल एसेट नहीं होते.
Absolutely. And the way the world is changing today, you think you have 200 crore तो बहुत पैसा है, कल किसी के पास 400 होगा, फिर आप रात को सो नहीं पाओगे, किसी के पास 1000 होगा, आप किसी को सो नहीं पाओगे, right? Money is just an indicator.
I think it's just a game of evaluation sometimes, and
you're absolutely. करता क्या company? Does it have a moat? What does it make? You know, important things. I have to tell people simple चीज़ें बनाओ. Toothbrush, 2 socks, shoes, जो हर रोज पहनते हैं, watch straps, राखी, शर्ट्स, पगड़ी, जो कुछ पहनते हैं, जो कुछ करते हैं, जो कुछ खाते हैं, जो हर रोज करते हैं, आप उन्हीं का काम करेंगे ना. अगर जस्ट सिंपल स्टफ
और उसमें हल्की सी इनोवेशन ले आओ,
थोड़ी सी इनोवेशन ले आओ. मैं कह रहा हूँ जस्ट स्टार्ट, बिकॉज स्टार्टिंग इज इनोवेशन. You starting a business with no one in your family being a business owner is itself guts, right? It's itself that ability to go out there and say, "I'm not karke raha," and that is what makes a good innovator.
You've been a corporate guy for many years, and then when you started, so how was the change in life?
See, I had a lot of money when I came back from the US. So money-wise, it was difficult, but to motivate yourself, to get up, go to Naya Gaon every day, sit in that small room, have no one to talk to, feel life is just zipped you by, right? My friends were buying Audis and Mercedeses and flats in fancy holiday locations, and I was thinking कि यार ये इस महीने में कैसे सैलरी निकालूं. It was very difficult. I enjoyed doing it because it was with my dad, and that's the only reason I did it. But once I started doing it and I realized that, yeah, wait a minute, I don't have to ask anyone for leave. I am my own boss. The amount is so America-like because the amount I worked, that amount of money I got back. So if I was smart enough and I put more Amazon ads and I put this and that, I made more money. We were doing 60-70 lakhs of sale a month with a profit margin of I think 20%, right? So that's a lot of money we were making. But it was, the financial stress wasn't there, but it was emotionally very stressful, very stressful.
But it changes you as a person as well.
I was not this person before my startup. I was a very different guy. I was a very uptight, very, I was just a different guy. I'm more fun-loving, more, I'm not letting life pass me by. I'm swimming in every current. I'm bathing in every stream. I'm taking the good and the bad, and it's not making any difference to my way of living. And I'm now trying to tell people the struggles that I had when I started my company, not financial. That's why I don't think money is a problem at all ever, yeah. It is other things that affect you. So the problem I had when I was young, I just make sure that those guys don't have those problems. Or if they have them, they are able to deal with them better. Simple things like decision making. How do you make decisions? How to make a decision? How do you, which bank to choose for a thing, which person to hire, which paint to apply first? There has to be a way of thinking about them. And what we as human beings do is we overthink things. And that bogs us down. Imagine if I take a car and I press the accelerator and I keep running for 3 hours. Petrol nahi dega teach. Then what will you drive it? You can't drive it at 10 kilometers per hour also. Then you get irritated, you get angry, and you start losing action. That's why you see entrepreneurs will go mad. This is the energy or the fuel which turns the mechanics in the head. Oh, band ho janda hai. So how to cut out decision making? How to cut out stress? that's what that's what I went through. So that's why I tried telling people in IIM Punjab.
How many startups are incubated as of?
3,000 we worked with, 650 we worked with closely, and up to 45. I think I don't remember the exact number. I think 30 or 40 or 45. One of these numbers is the one that we've actually invested 10, 20 lakh rupees into, because we ran full accelerator programs for them free of cost. Completely free.
And this was the first one which you charged
which we
for?
paid. And we charged 4,000 rupees a seat for this program.
So what is this term pollinator? What is it? Pollination, school
The
mein padhte
pollinator
the.
is a term coined by Anirudh Tiwari ji. She was the ex-chief secretary of Punjab, a wonderful gentleman. He said that you have created such a wonderful place here. Let's create it all over Punjab. For that, you need to go and pollinate these ideas. So we call it the pollinator. So we go to colleges and schools. We'll go to a simple school. We haven't done that for 8 months now because of other issues, but we just go to a school and do a startup day. उन्होंने पूरा सिखाना startup की होंदा है ना, proper paper च किवें लिखी दा, what do you want to do, how to find an idea, how to find a problem. Then we'd get them to make a startup. We do a startup idea contest there, and we'll give the winner. We'll get 5 winners, 10,000 rupees each. That's more money than the father and the mother have made in the last 1 month. Going to a small school in a small government-aided village. Now those girls and boys have got you cannot stop that rocket. Just one program. The girl thinks, 10,000 रुपए ना तो इन्होंने कोई साइन कराया, ना इन्होंने कुछ लिखा है, इहदे लिए दिता है कि यार तू बहुत चंगा सोचदी है, हुण ये 10 ने ते 10 लाख भी वेट कर रहे हैं तेरे लिए. If you can connect this and this, you create one entrepreneur, one girl entrepreneur, you give job to 100 girls in the village, because all these girls will help out each other. They all close ranks.
Yes.
And that's what we need.
No, but that's a lovely idea and lovely thought process you have developed. And I think one of the major reason would be IIM Punjab, you becoming the CEO of IIM Punjab. So Somveer Anand, CEO of IIM Punjab. I think it's one of the most famous names in Tri-City. At least startup wale to sare jaan de tanu.
Thank you for saying that. I hope jaan de, because I hope they take value out of this. This is an initiative by us. We are giving.
But everybody loves your energy. Whoever I meet and we have a candid talk about you, the first and the foremost thing is we love his energy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Some coffees and
a lot of coffee, a lot of love from home. I live with 5 women, my mother, my wife, my 2 girls, and Nuri. Nuri is our Great Dane. So there are 5 females in my house and there's me. So I think I'm just getting a lot of energy the whole day. And when I come to work, it just all goes over.
Well, that's actually a great perspective as well, what you're showing the world as well, especially for Punjab as well. But now, as of today, what is the vision of the CEO of IIM Punjab for Punjab and keeping Punjab as a base for the rest of India?
So now we want to do 2 important things this year. The first is we've realized that Punjab is the land of SMEs as well. So we want to launch full-scale programs for SMEs. Now these are very targeted programs where we're going to take this guy who runs a 30 crore or a 20 crore industry and put him back to school and tell him, you know how to run your industry really well. But I can promise you something. If you've got a client abroad and he's sending you money, it is not coming in the most efficient way. Let's use this program to do this. How do you sell abroad? Do you put up a sales office? How do you HR management techniques? And it's not Gyan. We want to go there, build their HR management, let's say, entire sheets, entire modules, entire things, and set them off. We want basically to push the SME business in Punjab to Industry 4.0. You know, bilkul top of the line kara diye. SMEs. Second thing we want to do is we've launched a program called Swachh, along with FICCI and IIT Ropar. So we are getting startups from all over India, Kerala, Jabalpur, lots in Gujarat, lots in Delhi, and I think one lady from Rajasthan. They all are coming to Mohali to accelerate their companies. This is so the government of Punjab hasn't put any money in this. So we've got external people to get people to Punjab and accelerate them. So these are the two things I want to do, because if I can get more and more people come into Punjab who already have companies and they set up here and they start, then at least our boys and girls can look at that and say, yeah, maybe we karna hai. Because we are number one in market.
You're parallelly trying to create an ecosystem.
Yes. Which is not said ki we are going to develop entrepreneurs. It is saying that we will get more entrepreneurs from wherever they bloody well live, so they can build in Punjab. And if they build in Punjab, our boys and girls, Indian boys and girls will get jobs. It's a great place to stay. It's a cheap place to live. There are great people everywhere.
Awesome food.
Guaranteed diabetes, right? There's awesome food. There is Kasauli is 1 hour away, Simla is 4 hours away, Delhi is 3 hours away, the Golden Temple, Wagah border are right here. It is steeped in history. Build in Punjab. So that's the second thing. The first thing is get our SMEs and all the cooperatives that we have, right? These kind of businesses, let's push them up a little bit by doing a targeted program. And Sisu, which is Mr. Upkar Ahuja, is a supporter. Rajiv Ahuja ji, who's the director of IIT Ropar, is on our board, is a supporter. My boss, Pramod Bhasin, is I don't know why he does this at times. Like, I don't know why he continues to support the mission. But his heart is so full of this anger that Punjab piche reh gaya hai, that he says ki I will make sure that main aage karaunga. It's his mission. So he rogers me on a daily basis. You can peep that out. That have you done this? What about? So I say we worked with 40 startups this week. Oh, 40. You can work with more. So it's a very. I'm like, I worked with 4 last week. Yeah, I've killed it. But just like my father has never said good work to me in my life. He always used to say, "Theek hai, very good. Kar le." They would never give, "Wow, what great work you've done." Never. Similarly, in my work, it's just a do more, because we don't have time. We have another 2 years left, maybe 2-3 years.
This mission you have kept for in the next 2-3 years.
I'm thinking 2-3 months also now, but Punjab has 2-3 years. In 2-3 years, we will have lost the dividend, the demographic dividend. Entire India is young, except Punjab and everything, right? In about 2 or 3 years, now we would have lopsided ourselves to such a place that we would have become like Chandigarh, old retired town for old retired people.
What the generation who's in 40s or 50s should do and how should they change their paradigm right now to save Punjab as well? To save the youth of Punjab from going outside and build up something over here?
So I think the ecosystem takes a lot of, there are startups, there are investors, there are mentors, there are all that. I would just say get more involved locally. You don't know your own councillor of your own city, I promise you, of your own district. You don't know. I also don't know, don't worry. You might know. Like I know mine is Anup.
Now I know after doing this podcast. Now
okay, after doing the podcast, you probably know. None of you know who is your own councillor. Keda councillor is sada? Kedi party jeet rahi hai? Keda banda? Koi pata nahi honda. Sanu pata prime minister kaun hai? Gala kadi job sore sham. But jeda normal banda hai, आस-पास आपने, jeda सफाई करा रहा है, jeda वो खुदवांदा है gutter की photo नहीं है, prime minister, what the hell is going on? वो उन्होंने की करना है? So get more involved locally. Get involved in your community. Get involved in your, we are on our local WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a heaven for, WhatsApp is swarg for Indian uncles. क्योंकि इन्हें हर अंकल दे कोई 15-20 ग्रुप ने गुड मॉर्निंग वाले, उसके बाद 15-20 ग्रुप ने कम्युनिटी हेल्प वाले, है ना? वो ग्रुप्स we want more 40 and 50 year old people. We want you and me to go out and say, यार ये ना पार्क मेरे घर दे सामने है, ते मैं हर रोज़ कंप्लेंट लिखदा, ये नहीं हो रहा, वो नहीं हो रहा, कितने पैसे लगने हैं? 2000 रुपये. मैं 2000 रुपये दे के I will get it cleaned up the first time, and then I will send a notice to everyone saying कि I have cleaned it up. Can we collect 50 rupees a month to clean this park? I want more of us doing that. Now I know this is very different from how that will help Punjab, but the moment you start involving yourself more locally, when you go for a holiday, don't go to Paris, don't go to New York, go to Simla, go somewhere local. Try spending more time here. When you're trying to buy a brand, don't buy a Burberry, buy a Anoki, or buy something which is built by someone locally. And I'm not saying compromise. I'm just saying, try being more local. The best thing you can do is eat local. At least eat local. Don't eat mangoes after the next 2 months. But they are not from here. When I say not from here, as in it's artificially created, artificially ripened, it's all that.
Seasonal fruits.
Seasonal. Just eat seasonal fruits. Eat local things. Try doing that. Once you start doing that now, Supreet, you'll see that you just get more attached to this area. And then Vaheguru is pushing you, anything will happen.
Exactly.
We are not attached to our land.
We are a lot. कहते हैं ना कि हमें जो चीज़ दूर होती है वो ज़्यादा बड़ी दिखती है, तभी वो जो ब्रांड्स बाहर के होंगे तो बाहर के भी जो होंगे उनके लोकल नाम पे सरनेम पे बने होते हैं।
दूजी दी थाली च लड्डू बड़ा ही दिखता हमेशा कि उन्होंने बड़ा लड्डू मिले यार, तो मेरा छोटा जिहा
कपड़ा लुधियाने बन के जाएगा, बाहर ब्रांड लग के ਇੱਥੇ आएगा तो ਅਸੀਂ खरीद लांगे।
I had someone, I was in New York, ਉੱਥੇ म्यूजियम है MoMA, म्यूजियम ऑफ मॉडर्न आर्ट। अब ਉੱਥੇ गए, ਉੱਥੇ एक पूरी दी पूरी floor, half a floor, full floor is dedicated to architecture, half of that floor is dedicated to one city. Let me say this again. In New York City, the greatest city in the world in my view, one of the best museums which has unbelievable art, has a floor of which half the floor is dedicated to only one city. You know what city that is? It's Chandigarh.
I was not knowing about
Yeah, they have ਜਿਹੜੀ Punjab University ਦੀ ਕੁਰਸੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਸਾਡੇ manhole covers. We are an architectural marvel. Or let's say we are an architectural style of a particular era which is, and there's nothing like this that exists.
Yes, exactly.
Our sectors, our houses, the way the plannings are done. If you go to Chandigarh, you'll see this wall which goes like this or something like that, right? It's called a curved wall. It's the only wall in the world which can be built with one brick which won't fall because it's in a curved fashion. It was copied from some. We our guys don't know about this.
Well, we should need to keep more pride in what we have.
We need to be more proud of who we are. We need to be more local, and we need to. People say panch ungliyan, we need to do this. Right now we are this. Har banda aake tod denda hai. Har banda aake tod denda hai. Unless we do this, and it's not about saying I will do this. Leadership is not कि मैं. Leadership is यार ये करना है आपा, ते इनु करना है. ते तुसी दस तो किवें करना है, जे तुसी नहीं दस सकते तब तक कर दांगे. भाई करना है, क्योंकि जे ये ना किता होने ते 3 साल बाद और 10 साल बाद और 100 साल बाद there'll be problems.
We need a lot many leaders, lot of leaders like you.
No, there's a lot of people who can take decisions. I think the current lot will be able to take good decisions. I'm just hoping that they take decisions.
Great. The theme of this podcast is inspire me. आपकी जर्नी, आपका थॉट प्रोसेस जो आप कर रहे हो, ये बहुत कम लोग कर सकते हैं कि यू लेफ्ट योर हाई पेइंग जॉब, आप फैमिली के लिए आए, चंडीगढ़ में वापस रह रहे हैं, फिर स्टार्टअप किया शुरू, स्टार्टअप को सक्सेसफुल किया, आई एम पंजाब में आपका इतना बड़ा रोल है, और अभी द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स you're thinking and you're percolating down to people that ये I think it's a transformational thing for you, and I can feel it very strongly. I want your inspire me mantra for everyone in Punjab right now who is thinking of going outside of Punjab or who is living outside of Punjab and is unable to come back to Punjab, कि वो current scenario में से क्या opportunity निकाल के if they want to stay in Punjab तो वो यहाँ पे रह के बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. Like for example in agri-tech, hydroponic जो आप प्लांटेशन कर रहे हैं, फार्मिंग कर रहे हैं, चाहे वैसा कुछ कर रहे हो, वो कैसे रह सकते हैं पंजाब में वापस?
So let me start off with saying that I don't think everyone should stay back or everyone should go. I feel that you should do what you want to do, but you should not have to go or you should not have to stay back. Secondly, I think we are 1.4 billion people. Oh, when you're a large family, you don't need to call the neighbors to play cricket. Right? Similarly for India, we have 1.4 billion people. You can sell to him, he can sell to you, you can sell to me. We are fine the way we are. This will become a market. We are a highly growing company.
We are a self-sufficient market.
Self-sufficient. And if we love Canada so much, if we love America so much, what is the things we like about that? And now let's bring it here. So I'm not saying, I don't want, like I started off with saying America is the best country in the world to live. it is beautiful. It is clean. It is safe. Your laws are respected. You know, you work hard, you make money, all that happens. Now, we like all that about America. Let's do that in Punjab. That's the real challenge. Supreet, you will die after 50 years. I will die after 50 years, right? You will all die after 50, 80 years. What have we achieved in our lives? What will we achieve? So let's say that we will achieve something so that when we are reborn, I believe in karma, we all believe in karma, we all are Indian. When I'm reborn, and hopefully I'm reborn to my daughter as her son or as her grandson, you know, I hope I'm reborn in my same family. That Somveer Anand should wake up in India and say, wow, my great grandfather and his people did so much, we will do more. We are running an experiment in India which has never been done anywhere. We are trying to become from a poor country a rich country, and we are doing it democratically. No country has done this democratically.
Yes.
We are the only people who are doing it. So stick with it. We'll get there. You see the hair standing on my head? Just stick with it. Just stick with it. Don't falter back now. We are there. I'm telling you, we are there. We have people coming back. We have people coming back. We have people thinking about how life is here. We have people saying, "Tu 100 crore da ghar milda Chandigarh ch." मैं Chandigarh ch नहीं, लेकिन दिल्ली च पूरी apartment मिलते हैं, एक flat मिलता 100 crore da. Right? We have that ability to buy 100 crore flat. You go to Switzerland today, and if there's any other nationality and an Indian, the Swiss guy will say to the Indian, "Sir, hello sir, how are you? Can I please take you inside?" We are the largest spenders in the world.
Yes.
We are a new community. No more. We are a new community. And we are going to make that better and better and better.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I just want to, clap for you.
We're going to get there.
Yes, we are going to get there. And, I am always a part of that mission. I'll always be, because I feel it very strongly for India, for Punjab. And I know it will happen. It will happen very soon when we have leaders like you.
Thanks, Supreet. It's been wonderful. Thank you for having me. And I want to shout out to your staff over here who's been quietly listening and quietly been, doing all this behind the scenes. You have an unbelievable office, a wonderful studio. More importantly, you have the right questions. Thank you for having me.